Hello everybody, welcome to Wild Wes's Gelvin Valley, or Farming Simulator 15. We have picked up the wool, and actually I took a step to move the wool that was sitting under the shed just to clear the area off, and I stacked some over here. I think I'm probably only going to be able to do a single load here. Oh, and it looks... These straps, I hope this stays on here. But we have a full trailer. I finished filling it off cam. It's a little easier to handle these than what I recall from Farming Simulator 15, but still you can tell there are some wonky physics just under the hood. So anyway, without further ado, let me set up my indicators and my beacons, and let's haul out of here. And you know, I kind of parked the trailer on this mound of dirt, and maybe in the future I need to pick a little flatter area, so we'll see. Wes obviously wanted to make it a little more challenging to not have a flat space over here, but anywho, let's head on down the road. Straight out of here. Oh yeah, that's where the road continues. I think I need to hang a right. Not sure what's the most direct route for... Probably if I went down to the right even. Well, no, then I got to go out by the road. I probably need to go down by the farm. I don't know, the thing of it is, I don't want to dunk these in the water, but that's probably the most direct route. Stay on the road. And I am really curious to see what we're going to get for 12 pallets. 2,400 liters apiece, whatever it is. I guess I don't really know. I'd have to look up the fill level or fillability of these pallets. So for the moment, we'll just head on down and... Oh yeah, where are we going, by the way? Okay, we're taking it way up here. You know, I love that. We're down way over here. Wes wanted us to work a little bit to haul it to market, so we are going to head up here to the spinnery. That's what we'll do. Down here. So handy having a locking script. And oh, and you know what I just undid? I forgot to turn where I was supposed to. Hopefully no cars coming. I'll take us down past the good old farm. I was saying it's handy to have a locking script, handy to have auto loading for these trailers, although all but the last two pallets I managed to load the old-fashioned way. I just wish there was the ability to lock the pallets in place while the tractor is disconnected, and probably if I opened the script I could figure out how to fix that so that it would remain locked even when the trailer's unhitched. By the farm, by all these fields here that are going to need some fertilizer, that's probably what I'll attempt to do next. I'll be done with this trailer. I don't think I can do another load. May not make sense. But I'll get the fertilizer spreader out, head to the fields, try to put in some nitrogen, and we'll work it into the soil and get our fall planting done. And we have wheat. Well, wait a minute. What do we have in the bin? Oh, we don't have wheat. We have barley. We have canola. I've never tried corn. But I could give it a try. I think I've tried the cereal grains because you get straw off of it, and as everyone knows, this is a prior year crop. I've been holding it, waiting for the price of barley to improve, because I depressed it, and the way the game works, it takes forever and a day to get the prices back up. But what I am hoping is that I have enough wool to at least bring me up to 0 and get me out of a little bit of negative debt here, because I'm gonna, when I put fertilizer and plant the fields down, that's gonna take some time and money to do that. So I know I'm going to be headed negative again, but I also have a big debt kind of sitting out there for the purchase of property that I did. That's where we picked up field 23, 12, 47, and I thought there was another one. Maybe not. Anyway, oops, I need to get over on my side of the road. So, kind of just a nice... I enjoy fall and the autumn time of year and looking at the harvested fields where you see a lot of activity took place, and that's exactly what we have going on here. So almost to the spinnery. I don't think we can see it on our little map here yet. We'll go by livestock. See, we have some stock, but at some point I do want to get some other animals going. Here's a field we gave up that we had up here because it was just so small. Maybe one day we'll be farming it again. But for now, we're done farming it. Okay, I don't think I head in there. I think I head in up here. Hopefully, I'm not horribly disappointed with how little I'm gonna make. I'm under no illusions. I'm playing on hard, so what does this have here? Done farming, wool graders, brokers. Hey guys, this here is premium wool. So, try to zoom in, get over the trigger, and then I need to turn these loose. And I think that's the whole trailer, yeah? Alright, now how do I do this? Unload. What? Oh, well that's kind of dumb. Oh, for goodness sakes. I unloaded them all outside the... Oh, good grief. Let me see. Alright, that loads them all back up. Thank you very much. So... Oh, I see what it is. Show unloading help 6. That's handy to have. Okay. Toggle unload side. Oh, okay. So I think I'm in the middle right here. So I'll turn that off. Let's try this again. Cha-ching. Okay, $2,300, almost $2,400 a piece. Woohoo! Okay, I am positive. Now, where does this go? Can I go all the way through? Sorry, I'm probably making this go. Yeah, you know what? I think I can drive through. I don't know if I can go. What is up here? Is this the one that comes out at that little farm? Oh yeah, there's a little road that comes along here. So maybe I could just head on out. Yeah, if I can navigate the... How good of a driver am I? I don't think I'm that good, so I tell you what. Oops, I'm gonna I'm going to just back on out. The trailer's a bit long. Push through. Yeah, this probably wasn't my brightest idea to come down this way. Yeah, I gotta be. Well, maybe I have to. You know what? Let me see what I'm working with. How about that? Here we go. I can back up some things. Alright, let me twist this out in here. And you know, looking at these bushes out here, by the way, I'm... goodness. Well, maybe I'll just have to... What am I thinking that I could... There's a fence! Dummy, no wonder I couldn't get through there. Alright. Well, this was a bust. You tricked me, Wes! Alright, I'm gonna have to back this whole kit caboodle out. No problem. We know what we're doing, kinda. Still too close to the fence. Carefully get out from these fences here. Alright, now, probably what I should have done was taken that... I'm finding the fence, or not the fence, the edge of the building. Have patience. Now I can turn. Anyways, I was talking, these bushes, like these ones dead ahead. I thought there was bushes up there at least. Yeah, there's some right here, like this one here. I don't know that you can interact based on how they're set up. You know, I could run a plow through there and the mower, and it doesn't touch those bushes. I know in later versions of the franchise, you know, you start getting some of those larger bushes, and certain types of mowers will take out those larger bushes, no problem. Some of you can even leave foliage on the ground. And I also have a series, or did have a series, on the Fieldy app for Farming Simulator 11. And I was always impressed with how they had set up in their mowable hedges, cuttable hedges, however you say it. And so I've been studying it, you know, to see how it was set up together, and, you know, trying to figure out, for example, just how they made another mowable fruit. Well, it isn't set up as mowable per se. You can't grow it from the ground up. It was really clever the way they implemented it. They had a static object, or a type of foliage rather, that wasn't a fruit, and you planted that first wherever you wanted hedge, and it was the cut hedge design that was underneath. Then over the top of it, they put the cuttable portion. And like I say, it was really clever how they implemented it. The hedge had no foliage for the first 2, maybe 3 growth stages. I think it had 5 growth stages. And then suddenly the hedge would appear on the 4th and 5th growth stage. So in other words, when the hedge is growing, all you see is the cut hedge, and then when it's overgrown, finally the additional foliage appears over the top of the cut hedge, and it has an appearance of being, you know, very bushy, or a big old, you know, bush that needs to be trimmed back. So I just thought it was really clever how they implemented it. I think it was a crop that the combine could take out, or certain combine. I don't remember exactly how that was. The hedge trimmer that they had in there was kind of its own mod. It had its own script, but it wasn't a specialized script. Well, no, I take that back. I guess the mower did have something in there that would specifically, well, it would mow several things. It took out grass. It took out, I mean, if you ran around with it in your wheat field or barley, it would take that out. Of course, you didn't want to, because it gave you, nothing in return. It would just obliterate the crop, which of course it would do in real life too. But it also was specifically tagged to take out the hedge fruit. And so when it, would mow, it would basically destroy all the hedge. It would make it disappear, and you'd be back to the trimmed portion of the hedge. I just thought it was pretty clever how they implemented that. And the reason I was studying it is what I'd really like to do, going back to those bushes, is create some briars. And I don't know if anybody listening to this has ever seen briars in Farming Simulator or in real life for that matter. I know we got a lot of them around here. They're thorny things, and they oh shoot, I gotta take why did I drag this tool? I gotta take that all the way back up to the sheep. Shoot. Oh well, the things we forget. Let me turn this back. Return. Okay, hopefully we can take the tractor. Good. You never know what's gonna happen. I should have left the forks up there. Anyway, I'll maybe head up to the farm so I could do that part. But we have a lot of briars in our area, and I don't know there's other areas of the world that have them. And what I'm thinking of, kind of as a modding idea, is to put foliage down. This briars looks like briars. Make it so you can't just plow them out. And indeed, in real life, you maybe could plow them, but I mean, it would take several trips over it. I mean, the briars I'm thinking of, grow taller than a man. If they're in the forest, they will grow up the sides of trees, to try to find light. So they're pretty large. And while in theory, you could take a tractor into them with a plow and rip them up, maybe that way. More often, you'd probably take a mower to them first. And the mower is going to put down, a whole bunch of foliage and material that you'd have to deal with, burn it or bury it or whatever. So I was kind of contemplating this as I'm starting to figure out how to put in other foliage layers that aren't necessarily fruits, if you will. The handy thing about having a foliage that is a fruit is that you harness the power of the game to grow the fruit, whatever it is. So in other words, if you put in briars, you could start at little, have it grow bigger and bigger, so you could have the game do that. When it's an other foliage layer, it's one of those things that appears exactly the size that it is, and that's all. And you either have it or you don't. So, did I just go? No, I don't even know my way around my own farm here. So, I think I'd like to make some briars that can't be taken out, just with a plow, but maybe with a dozer. Now, last time, you know what? Okay, there's already more wool appearing. Good. So, I'm going to put the tool right here. The tool was sitting right in here, and I don't know if it interfered, with the thing that moves all those pallets around. I'll just leave it kind of here, drop it there, and take this down. I'm going to drop the front end loader part at the farm, and then I'm going to contemplate some fertilizer. And I may just do some of that off cam. I don't know, this format I've tried to show virtually everything I do, but I don't know. Plus it's getting a little dark, so I may try to take care of the fertilizer while it's dark maybe, and then fast forward to morning. I feel incentivized to take care of it, you know, when it's dark, because every time the time rolls over midnight, it costs money. You know, I get charged loan interest and all that, so I feel like I need to make the days as full as I can. Anyway, head on down here to drop my front end. And I'm accumulating damage on this poor New Holland. So, if I created some briars, I know I have a dozer mod. I've already modded the dozer so that it does other things, particularly in Farm Sim 17. I did a bunch of scripting, but I brought some of that functionality to Farm Sim 15. I know in 17 you can hook up logs and tow them behind it. There's a special script for that. Someone made a brilliant mod. Deca? What is his name? I don't remember that. Just an outstanding mod that he created for log hauling. I'm going to need that other tractor too for... What do I got growing in the middle of... I didn't plant that, did I? I think that's just weeds. So... maybe to get the fertilizer route down, I need to wake this tractor up and do a little follow me. Turn on this. Make sure he's following. Very good, very good. Oh, shoot. I hope he doesn't get tangled with the building. Other things I put on the dozer, you know, is the ability to, when he puts the blade down, you can choose whether you're just pushing something or whether you're impacting the soil. Pedro coming? There he comes. I also put in there that if a tree is small enough, the dozer can push out the tree, literally knock it down. And you know, some of this, I was just trying to see if I could figure out how to do it. I don't even anticipate that I would go around pushing trees over, but I would use it to push out stumps. That might be kind of handy versus using a stump grinder. Although I can't remember if pushing them out, if it makes the stump disappear or if it leaves a whole bunch of little stubby pieces. So yeah, I may not use that part much either. So, but another feature I could put on it is the ability to take out briars. And this I could, you know, make a Lua script, something that would work only on the cat, so that you would have to rent it or whatever in order to remove briars and that sort of corruption. And in the area where I live, they just grow very prolifically. Oh, he's kind of lagging behind. So even better would be to figure out a script to, you know, randomly add briars to the map or maybe to the fields, you know, in some place where you wouldn't want to have it, but to force the farmer to have to deal with it. So I don't know. I don't know what anybody thinks of that. I think it could add some enjoyment to the game. One more thing to do. And I was mentioning earlier, I know by the time you get to maybe Farm Sim 19, maybe it's 22. Okay, there's my follow me. I know they add additional functionality to take bushes out, so maybe they kind of have it covered in that version, but I don't know. I'd kind of like to have it in this one. So, now what I can't remember the last time that I did this is... I have a modded spreader? Yeah, it's just this stinky one, so... Oops. No, I'm going to go back. I don't think I've used this large one. I think, let's see, this is $40 maintenance. It's 26 meters. That's 12. See, that one's much larger. You can hold more product. But this one here, I think, is more versatile. So I'm going to rent it. Oh, how long does it take to do the whole place? 3 hours? 4 just to be safe? Surely not. It's $257. That ain't bad. So, okay, here comes my dutiful guy following after. How do I get him off? Control F. No. There we go. Alright, so I need him because I need to put something in my fertilizer spreader. So let me go pick it up. Oh, and I probably should have had a weight. I probably should have picked a weight up from home, but I didn't. We'll see how he handles this. Let me come on over here. This massive bag of... Well, I guess we don't have any bags. Alright, so I'm going to quickly whittle up all the food, or the cash that I just had. So, is there anything else I can sell? Well, you know, I really, it's fair game to sell my, my canola pretty much at any time. I think the price of canola, or whatever it is fully recovered. This seems to be handling okay. So, I guess I gotta go down here to get in. Anyway, we'll get started on... That's a little hard to see exactly where I'm going. Maybe I need to kind of... That's 26 meters. Yeah, I probably should have aimed straighter. That was kind of silly. I'll maybe come up this way. That's it. And I'll start tackling these fields. And like I say, I may do some of this off cam. We'll just have to see. But, and by the way, on all the briars, I don't know that I'll put the ad here in Gelvin Valley. I do have another map that I may put it in. Trouble is, and that's the Glen Ellie map. It's been a while since I've done anything on that particular map, and that map is so loaded with features and everything that I put in. It's one of those where when you load the map up, it takes a long time to load. Make sure I got that little spot. And it's cumbersome just working with it. It's where you click on something and it takes forever to acknowledge the click, if that makes sense, because there's just so many things in it, but I don't think it would take much to add this feature. And you know, it seems to work okay once you get it in game and the game going. Once it loads everything, it seems to work just fine. Now, does this version of the game, does it tell you something's been... Nah, it doesn't do that. So, well, probably what I'll do is I'll just do the pattern I've typically done. I've done 25, I'll head to 23, and I'll try to take care of this side of the map, and then head on over to the other side. Wouldn't you know it? Actually, I gotta turn around. I gotta go this way. Let me get up the hill. I don't know if I got enough here to take care of field 23. Oh, and by the way, I'll maybe just add this before we close. I did a couple things here in the map. For one, notice I widened the boards on here. Anyway, the Combine was having trouble getting over it, so I added a little bit more widening. Wes maybe is going to tell me that it was never intended that you do arable back here, other than baling maybe. But I discovered there was a friend of mine who was plays more recent versions of Farming Sim, and was asking about whether there's the ability, I think in Farm Sim 22 and 25, to name fields. You know, when you pull up the map, we see this is field number 23. I figured out a way, reading the Lua code, you could call this, Wild West Field. You could name field number 18 Bertha's Vineyard, or whatever you want. You can put that in there, and the names will appear instead of. How's that gonna go? Yeah, well, it's at least something. And the names will appear instead of the numbers. So I can maybe show that at some point. It's kind of a cool little feature, because I gotta say, at least the farm that I worked on, we always talked about our fields by name. It was never by number. Although occasionally, we'd mention maybe the acreage. We had, for example, the brown 20, and there was also the brown 66. Just differentiating between the two brown parcels by their acreage. Brown, of course, being the name of the people that my grandfather way back in the day acquired the land from. So anyway, the bell has rung. I will keep a going here, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.